ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone chant loudly. Hare Krishna कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to our Sunday weekly Srimad Bhagavad Gita reading. Today we are reading from 4th chapter 11th verse. You can chant after me. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्यः पार्थ सर्वशः ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः। Word meaning. ये all who yatha as mam unto me prapadyante surrender tan them tatha so eva certainly bhajami reward aham I mama my vartma path anuvartante follow manushya all men partha O son of pritha sarvasha in all respects. Translation. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahma Jyoti refulgence and as the all-pervading super soul dwelling with everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotees want him. One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally, according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord, and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalist and who want to commit spiritual suicide, I would like to repeat it again. As for those who are impersonalist and would want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps all by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal, blissful personality of God. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them, who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence, return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results to their prescribed duties as the Yageshwara. And those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes are but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless, therefore, one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. You can turn the TV on. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So this is a very popular verse, you can say, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that goes like ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tatheva bhajamiham. So our topic for today, what was our topic for today?
How does Krishna reciprocate?
How does Krishna reciprocate? How does Krishna reciprocate? Right? So Krishna is saying here that ye yathamam prapadyante. However, someone, to the degree someone wants me, to that degree I reveal myself. Right? So here in the purport, Prabhupada talked about, in the very beginning you will see Prabhupada is talking about everyone is searching for Krishna in different aspects of his material manifestation. Then he's talking about realized in his impersonal Brahman Jyoti effulgence. So some people say that who is Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He is the Brahman effulgence. He looks like a light. Then some people say he is like Paramatma. Then there are the bhaktas who say that Krishna is actually personal. He has a beautiful form. Right? So how can we comprehend this? How can we understand this? So I would like to give you an example. Suppose it's 1 a.m. at night. What's the time? 1 a.m. at night. And you all are standing in a Hare Krishna. You all are standing in a railway station. You are looking at the railway track. From a very far distance, a train is approaching. So the train is still 5 kilometers away from you. Without seeing the train, you turned back and went back home. And your mom asked you, so what does the train look like? What would you say?
Light.
Train looks like a light. Train looks like a light. Okay, that's number one. You waited in the train. You waited in the platform. The train came closer and it stood in front of you. You went back home. You did not get inside or anything. You went back home. So your mom will ask you, what does the train look like? What would you say? It's like lot of joined boxes. That's all. Is there anything else? We don't know. It's just a lot of boxes that are joined together. Okay. Third scenario, you waited in the platform. The train came, it stopped, came to a complete rest. You went inside. You saw there are seats, there are lights, fans. There is a plug point. You can charge your phone. There is a restroom. There is a wash machine. There is a place to wash your hand and everything. So now you went back home and your mom is asking you, how does the train look like? Which has more clarity? Third one. Similarly, when we are trying to understand Krishna, these are the degrees. Some people say that he is the impersonal Brahman, some people say Paramatma, some people say he is Krishna. He is Krishna. And how he is Krishna? What are the qualities of Krishna? See, now we are in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. 4th chapter, what's the quiz? Pop quiz. What's the name of this chapter? Transcendental knowledge. I was looking for some gift if I had. We don't have any, so we will sort it out later. So transcendental knowledge. Krishna is now in the 4th chapter explaining about himself. Krishna is explaining who is he, why is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what makes him the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Now we will see that the same thing, like why Krishna is Bhagavan, why is Krishna known as the last thing that all the yogis try to realize, that so many people are trying to understand, so many people are trying to realize. Someone is doing yoga, someone is doing dhyana, someone is they are doing so many different things. There are so many different organizations around the world doing so many spiritual organizations, I mean, trying to do so many different things just to understand and approach Krishna. So who is Krishna? What makes him the Bhagavan? What makes him Supreme Personality of Godhead? Right? So, what is the meaning of the word Bhagavan? Anyone? Any guesses? What's the meaning of Bhagavan?
I've always been told it means God.
God. So, when we think God, what all things come to our mind?
Supreme being.
Okay. What makes him the supreme?
Consciousness. Qualities he should have.
Qualities he should have, right? Okay. So Parasar Muni explains but the meaning of Bhagavan as the one who possesses all the 6 opulences, who is full of the 6 opulences. What are the 6 opulences? You can repeat after me. Beauty, wealth, knowledge, fame, strength. After having all these things, renunciation. Imagine you have everything that is needed in the world, but still you are not attached to anything. That's what makes Krishna God. That's what makes Krishna the Bhagavan. Right? So this word Bhagavan appears in Bhagavad Gita 28 times, and Srimad Bhagavatam it appears 140 times. So Bhagavan means one who possesses all the opulences, right? So people here want to become a millionaire. How many of you want to become a millionaire? We all have like some yogis here or what? Samaks Prabhu? You are already millionaire. Do not raise your hand. So everyone wants to be wealthy, right? Everyone wants to have money. No one wants to live with a so much very cutting edge, at least in the financial side of life. So someone wants to be a Lakpati, someone wants to be Karorpati, but Krishna is Lakshmipati. Right? Lakshmi Devi, who is the Adhishtatri Devi of all the opulences, of all the wealth, as in the caretaker of all the wealth present in this world. What is she doing? She is massaging the leg of Lord Vishnu. That's how opulent he is. He is Lakshmipati. So all these 6 opulences are actually present in Krishna. That's why you see, we usually, I remember when I was back home and I was going to school, I had a lot of posters I pasted in my room. Sachin Tendulkar, all those people whom I look up to. So you usually look up to a person who is wealthy, who is good looking, who is intelligent, who is famous, then who is renounced. That's why I had picture of Srila Prabhupada in my room. And who was strong. Arnold Schwarzenegger. All those pictures you have. Why? Why do we actually get attracted to people who have all these traits? Who is good looking, who is intelligent, who is strong, who is famous. Why? Because these qualities are actually parts and parcels of Krishna. Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, Mamevamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. What does Krishna say? That every living entity is my part and parcel. Suppose how many, like if we go to a big reservoir now and take a cup of water from there, right? So, what is the chemical formula of the water that is present in the reservoir? H2O, right? And what's the formula for the cup? H2O. So, H2O and H2O, but what's the difference? Quantity is the difference. Qualitatively, we and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are similar. The soul, so I guess we are still clear with the concept that our real identity is not the body but spirit soul. That's our real identity. And what is the spirit soul made up of? Satchidananda. If our soul is made up of Satchidananda, then Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is completely made up of Satchidananda. And we are part and parcel of Satchidananda. That's why we like to be happy. How many of you like to be sad? No one. Everyone, we are working tirelessly. We are working 8 hours work shifts, going to college, coming back, doing part-time job, coming back, doing homework, cooking our food, eating, sleeping barely 5 or 6 hours. Why? Because we want to be happy. Why? Because soul is seeking happiness. Imagine, when does a child starts going to school? 4 years, 5 years of age? When does it end? Probably 26, 27. If they do masters, if they do PhD, then even longer. So many years we are spending gaining knowledge. Why? Because soul is knowledge seeking. Soul seeks knowledge. Soul is looking for knowledge. Therefore, so our identity is we are parts and parcels of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similar concepts, if we draw another parallel, if a person is famous, if a person is intelligent, if a person is possesses any small quantity of the 6 opulences, then where is that person getting those qualities from? Krishna. He is the reservoir of all these opulences. When I was talking about Diwali, I guess, in my college. And I was trying to explain what is the meaning of God. Who is God? Who is Ram? I was trying to explain. How do I say? Is he a king? No, I cannot explain. He was not just a king. What do I say? He was a ruler? No, he was not a ruler. Do I say he was a yogi? He was in the forest for 14 years? No. So what did I say? I say if we combine all the beauty, all the wealth, all the knowledge, all the fame, all the strength, all the renunciation in this world, combine and condense it into one person, that would be called Ram. Coming back, if we get attracted to people who are famous, who are attractive, who are strong, because they are getting those qualities from Krishna, right? That's why we get attracted to them. And our true nature, if we try to see, is to serve, is to love and serve God. That's our true nature. That's our constitutional position. That's where we will get happiness. It's like you are watering all the branches and leaves and twigs of the tree, but not the roots. That's why we are failing to be happy in this material world. Right? We are all trying to be happy. We are all making efforts to be happy. Is there anyone who will say that I want to be happy, but I am just scrolling Instagram all my day? Do we have anyone like this? No. Because we all are making constant effort to be happy. But why are we not being able to be happy? Krishna bhuliya jivo bhogovancha kare, jhapotiya maya take, Krishna bhuliya jivo bhogovancha kare, निकटस्थ माया ताके झापटिया धरे. So I'm quoting this from a song, from a Vaishnav song that says, we are making a lot of efforts to be happy. But what we are forgetting? We are forgetting Krishna. We are forgetting Krishna. As a result, what is happening? Maya Devi, illusion, is catching us. Jhapatiya dhar is catching us. Then we are saying, oh, ye kya ho gaya? What did this happen? I did not expect this. So many disasters come into our life. Okay. So all the qualities that we have are like big, big zeros. 1 0, 2 0, 3 0, 4 0, 5 0, 6 0. 8 zeros we have. 8 qualities. I am intelligent, I can play drums, I can do this, I can do that, blah, 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 blah. So these are 8 zeros. And Krishna is that one that you put in the extreme left. So Krishna is what? Gives value to all the qualities that we have in our life. Pablo Picasso says, the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. The meaning of life is to find the purpose of your life. The meaning of your life is to find the purpose, and the purpose of your life is to give it away. I am saying another quote today. The meaning of life is to find your purpose, and the purpose of your life is to give it away. They say that apane achari dharma apare sikha. Once you learn what is Krishna consciousness, before you teach, before you propagate the knowledge, it's very important to live the knowledge. Knowledge is power, yes or no?
Yes.
We can be louder, right? Knowledge is power, yes or no?
Yes.
No. Knowledge is potential power. Applied knowledge is power. We can come here every Sunday, right? Every Sunday, 6:50 p.m. we can come, read about Bhagavad Gita, take darshan of the Aarti, have prasad and go home. But until and unless we actually apply these learnings in our life, these philosophies in our life, it's just a waste of time. Therefore, it is very important to understand what's our constitutional position. Our constitutional position is to love and serve God, and that's how we will be happy. I was giving the example of tree. Now I will give you another example. Suppose we are all going to a school. If we won't make the principal happy, do you think we are all going to graduate or get our degree? Suppose we are going to go and break all the glasses or doors and windows of the principal's office. Do you think he is going to give us the degree? No. Suppose we all are working in a firm, right? We are working with a company. Suppose we go and abuse our boss. Do you think our job is going to stay with us? We will have any job security? No. Suppose we live in a country. And we are just doing all sort of trouble with the people, with the government and with everyone. Do you think we are going to be happy in the country? No, people are going to fight with us. Similarly, but if we have good relationship with the principal, if we have good relationship with the boss, if we have good relationship with the country people, the countrymen, then we are going to be happy. All the souls are part and parcels of Supreme Lord. They can only get nourishment and happiness by service to God, right? So we see that how many of you know about Microsoft? The company Microsoft. Do we all know about Microsoft? So Microsoft is a pretty successful company, right? So the credit goes to whom?
CEO.
Yeah, the owner. Who is the owner of Microsoft? Bill Gates. Bill Gates. The credit goes to Bill Gates. If a country is doing really well, the credit goes to the person who is running the country, the prime minister, the president. Similarly, you see the sunrise, the sunset happening every single day without miss. Whenever there is rain, it's raining. Whenever it needs to be cold, it's cold. When it's needed to be hot, it's hot. See, so systematically this universe is working. So don't you think the person who is in responsible of managing this universe is actually doing a great job? Right? Similarly, our dharma, what's the meaning of dharma? Dharma means our duty, and our duty is to serve. Our duty is to serve. Serve. Duty is to serve. Let's keep it like that. And we are serving. A person like a waiter is serving in the restaurant, a teacher is serving in the school, a mother is serving the child, even animals are serving their kids, doctors are serving the patients. We are serving. But what's the problem with this service? The problem is at the time of death, everything will discontinue. Everything will discontinue at the time of death. Everything will discontinue except the tendency that we have to love and serve God. That always remains with us. The kind of service and love that we have shown to Krishna, that is cumulative. That doesn't get discontinued at the time of death. So how much ever work you have done now, from your next life, you will continue from there. In the Bhagavad Gita, it has explained, if you have done X number of things in this life, then in next life, you will be born in a wealthy family, you will be born in a Brahmin family, you will be born in a devotee family, where you will have a lot of opportunities to come in contact with Krishna consciousness. How long, what time? Can you go?
Till 7:45.
7:45. Right. So that's our real dharma. That's our real nature. What's the nature of ice? It's to be cold. What's the nature of water? To be moist. Similarly, the nature of our soul is to serve. Therefore, in this verse that we just recited today, we are saying that everyone is actually trying to understand God, trying to realize God, trying to attain God, but from different ways. From different ways. But that's not the perfect way. What's the perfect way? The perfect way to realize Krishna, realize God, is through bhakti yoga, is by devotional service. There is a reason why Srila Prabhupada is translating bhakti as devotional service. Bhakti means devotion. So why devotional service? Right. Suppose you all are married and your better half says that, you know what, I really love you. Okay, thank you, love you too, appreciate it. Then you say that actually I have some pain in my leg today, I can't walk. Can you please get me one glass of water? She said, no, that I can't, but I love you. Then you say, I'm very hungry. I worked for 10 hours in the office today. I just got back. Can you cook me something? She says, that I can't, but I love you. Then you say something, and then she says, that I can't, but I love you. So what kind of love is this? What kind of love is this? So that's why to love means to serve. That's why Srila Prabhupada is translating bhakti as devotional service. Because you can cultivate that devotion, that love for God by serving Him. By rendering some devotional service to Him. So Krishna is, here we read, everyone is searching for Krishna in different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahma Jyotir. I gave the example of the train, effulgence, and as the all-pervading super soul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atom. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. So now you are saying that Krishna said, Ye yathamam prapadyante tam tatheva bhajamyaham. So if I am a devotee and I pray to Krishna, then Krishna will listen to me. I am going back home, back to garden. I don't have to take birth again. But what about those people who are not practicing bhakti yoga? They are also sons of God, right? They are also children of God. What's wrong with them? So is God partial? Is God partial? No, God is not partial. God is reciprocal. God is not partial. What is he? Reciprocal. Suppose I will give you an example. I have two sons. One's name is Ram, one's name is Shyam. Ram, like his name, is a very principle based person. He has lived a very good life. He obeys me. Very sincere kid. Whenever I tell him to do something, he does that. Very sincere kid. And then I have Shyam, according to his name. Very naughty, very notorious. Goes to different people's house, breaks their dahi handi, breaks their butter pot, steals stuff from people's house. Very naughty. And both of them are asking me for $100. Whom do I give you $100? Whom do I give $100 without any tension? Ram. Why Ram? Because I am being partial to Ram? No, because I know that if I give my $100 to him, he knows how to make use of that $100 in the right way. He knows that what's right and what's wrong. He knows the difference between what's dharma and what's adharma. That's why I can give my $100 to Ram without any tension. But Shyam, he still doesn't know what's the difference between right and wrong. He still doesn't know what's dharma, what's adharma. So if I give it to him, it just won't be a loss of my $100, but he can go and do something wrong with that $100. He can misuse those $100. That's why God is not partial. He is reciprocal. Ye yathamam prapadyante tams tatheva bhajamyaham. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude as the devotee wants him to. Like Mother Yashoda. What kind of exchange Mother Yashoda wanted? Motherly exchange. She became the mother of Krishna. Then someone would want to be friends with Krishna. We have Sudama and all those people, the cowherd boys. Someone wanted to be lover of Krishna. Example, Srimati Radharani, lover of Krishna. So in whichever degree you want to have the loving exchange with Krishna in the transcendental world, that's how the exchange is going to look like. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they're equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord. That's how you develop a relationship. That's how you show your love to someone. That's how you develop relationship. I just cannot say, Tarun Prabhu, I cannot do anything you want me to do, but I love you. Then he will say, get out of here. You are here for 2 weeks, just get out. So if I am saying that I love him, then more than saying, I have to walk my talk. I have to show what I intend to do. So that is done through devotional service. As for those who are impersonalist and who want to commit spiritual suicide, it's nothing but spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity. Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal, blissful personality of Godhead. They don't accept. They say no. Impersonalists, they say that Krishna doesn't have a form. Impersonalism. Krishna is not a person. Full stop. How can you say that a light can be intelligent, a light can be attractive? Look at that. Do you find it attractive? Do you think that light has knowledge? Not just little bit of knowledge, but all the knowledge of the world. this light? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any knowledge. So, impersonalist, what they are doing? They are doing a spiritual suicide. They are killing their spiritual life. Some of them who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. Who, like, suppose you say that Krishna is the impersonal Brahman, so these impersonalists will actually go. Ye yathamam prapadyante na. What did Krishna say? Repeat after me. Ye yathamam prapadyante. However you will want. That's how you will get. What's that proverb? As you sow, so shall you reap. That's how it is. Yeah. So, Jay Yathamam Prapadyante Tam Satyeva Vajamyam. So, if I am saying Krishna is impersonal, Krishna is Brahman effulgence, Brahman effulgence, Brahman effulgence, they actually go to Brahman effulgence. They actually reach to the Brahman effulgence. We have a beautiful painting, and it's very easy to explain this concept with that painting. So, you go to the Brahma Jyoti, but when you are in Brahma Jyoti, there is a very good chance for you to fall down again. You come back to this material world again, and again you carry on your activities, and until and unless you accept and please Lord Krishna and accept him, Krishna, to be the supreme personality of Godhead. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results for their prescribed duties as Yajneshwara. And those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded such powers. So many magics are needed. They show many magic tricks and yogis in India we have seen. In India, I will tell you one story. One day I was in a scooter, and someone asked me for a lift. I usually don't allow anyone to sit in my bike so that I can just drop them. But something happened that day. I stopped, and that guy, he sat on my bike and he was talking different things. What's your name? This. I was asking him. He was asking me. We talked. The ride was, I guess, 3-4 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. When we reached the place, he wanted to get down by the bank of river Mahanadi. That's our local river. And on the other side, left side is the river, and the right side is the Shiva temple. So he stopped right there. He asked me to drop him there. And he said, actually, I am a yogi. I have some mystic powers. So to show that to me, he drew a stone from air and gave it in my hand. And he said, you are a nice man. If you keep this stone with you, then it will be in the form of blessing. That's my blessing. Then, of course, I threw it away. I'm like, I don't need your blessing. I don't need your mystic power. So, and so many other things. If you just go and do Bageshwar Dham, Baba Bageshwar Dham. So what is he? He has some mystic powers. He has some mystic powers, which is the role of the yogis, which yogis achieve by doing a lot of yoga, mystic yoga. But that's not the ultimate. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon Krishna's mercy alone. And all kinds of spiritual processes are but different degrees of success on the same path. So someone is third prize, someone is second prize, someone is runners up. So one person is a champion. Who is a champion? Who accepts Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead and doesn't say that God is some impersonal form, God is some light. Doesn't say like that. Therefore, unless one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect. We have a book, The Perfection of Yoga. What's the perfection of yoga? Perfection of yoga is actually accepting Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam tatheva vajamyam. If you accept, if we meditate on Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead, then that's where we are gonna go. If we accept Krishna to be impersonal Brahman, then that's where we are gonna go. As simple as that. Therefore, it is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, one is a devotee who doesn't have any desire, no material desire, zero material desires. Nahi magi deha sukha vidyadhana jana. In Shikshashtakam we say, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitang ba jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmani sware bhavatad bhakti ahetuki tvai. What is it? Na dhanam, I don't want money. Na janam, I don't want fame. Na sundarim, I don't want any beautiful wife in my life. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Kavitang ba jagadisha kama. I don't have any desire. Mama janmani janmani sware bhavatad bhakti ahetuki tvai. All I want is unalloyed devotional service to you. I want to render unalloyed devotional service to you, Janmani Janmanishwari, lifetimes after lifetimes. This is the mood. Lifetime. Even such a devotee in the Bhagavatam, a devotee without any material desire, or a person with all desires for all fruitive actions. If I fast on Tuesday, I will get a good husband or good wife. If I fast on Thursday, my son will be very intelligent. If I fast on Saturday, this will happen. If I do Rudra Abhishek to Lord Shiva, this will happen. There are many things that go on. So people who have desire for fruitive actions, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why when any yajna work is performed, the Purnahuti as in the last offering that is given, the last ghee that is offered to the fire, that is always given to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is always given to Narayana or to Krishna. Why? Because without satisfying him, it's like putting water on the twigs and leaves and branches of the tree and not the roots. One should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection and cultivate Krishna consciousness. Therefore, it is very much important to cultivate this science of Krishna consciousness and render loving devotional service to the Lord. This is the only way that we can perfect our lives and discontinue this never-ending cycle of birth and death and go back home, back to Godhead. Cease this suffering, dukhalayam asashvatam. This world is known as a place where you get food, that's known as bhojanalaya. Where you get medicine is known as aushadhalaya. Where you get God is known as devalaya. Similarly, a place where you get dukkha, where you get misery, where you get nothing but suffering is called dukkhalaya. So trying to find happiness in this material world is like trying to find a river in a desert. Trying to find water in a desert. So therefore, it's better to render loving devotional service, unalloyed devotional service to the Lord and go back home, back to Godhead in this very lifetime. We can take some questions if you have. Any questions? Online devotees, do we have any question? Sushman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, I don't have any question, but it's good to hear you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So no questions, right? Yes.
So, I mean, even there is no authentic source as such, but since childhood, even I have been thinking of similar things. I have been listening to similar things. That there is this one supreme conscious, formless, and everything. So, if you can share with us the authentic sources, so that these conceptions, these various conceptions, can once and for all be like understood and put to some final conclusion. Like, if there are so many people talking about the impersonalized supreme consciousness, then there's this aspect of a personalized consciousness, that too very specific, Krishna being the supreme. If we get authentic sources on all these different conceptions, like it'll be easier for us to sort of get our head straight once and for all.
Right.
So even a page or two later or something now.
So like I said, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the one who possesses all the six opulences. So can we say that this light is intelligent? Can we say this light is beautiful? Can we say this light is actually renounced from what, Baba? We can say it's renounced, but from what? Right? So a light cannot be renounced, cannot be beautiful, cannot be attractive. Again in Brahma Samhita, it is said, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Who is Ishvara? Who is Ishvara? Krishna. Who? I am not saying, Brahmaji is saying this. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. That Vigraha is made up of three things. Vigraha means his body is made up of three things. What? Sat Chid Ananda. Satchidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda. Sarva Karana Karana. He is the cause behind all causes. I said in Brahma Samhita. In another verse in Brahma Samhita that we recite during Darshanarti, he is saying that how beautiful and attractive Krishna is. Koti Kandarpa. If Kandarpa is a SI unit to measure beauty, then Koti Kandarpas are even insufficient to, Koti as in 1 crore, 1 million Kandarpas are even less to explain how beautiful Krishna is, how beautiful the form of Krishna is. So this is in Brahma Samhita. In Brahma Samhita there are 2-3 verses that are explaining how beautiful Krishna is. His eyes look like this. Kandarpas are even less. Koti Kandarpas are even insufficient to explain the beauty. Was Brahmaji crazy that he was explaining a light in this way? How can someone explain a light, a simple form of light, to be beautiful, Koti Kandarpa, hair like this, eyes like this? No. So this makes that God is personal. Krishna is personal. Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Right? Krishna is saying that all living entities are his part and parcel. If sample is like this, then the source should be also similar, right? The sample represents the source. Sample represents the population. Right? If we are saying, if we go and do a survey in New York City, we were trying to see how many people smoke a cigarette. We go and contact 10 people from different parts of New York, get and see that a person smokes these many cigarettes. So it should represent the population. The population is the New York City. Similarly, we are the sample. If we have a personality, if we are beautiful, if we have a body, then similarly, our population, our source must be also something similar. Then there are all these references that say that how we are qualitatively same, but quantitatively he is magnanimous. How qualitatively he is the reservoir of all pleasures. Right? Does this answer your question? Maybe Prabhuji can add something to it. His question was, we say Krishna, this he has been hearing since his childhood that God is impersonal. Though we are saying this, is there any source, citation for this?
So if you go to Srimad Bhagavatam, I think it is 1.2.11. You can show it on the screen. Bhagavatam 1.2.11 and Bhagavad Gita 14.27.
Oh,
You can correct.
Now you come back.
yeah.
And you want to make her see.
While we pose that up, can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
So it was regarding if Krishna is personal. It was a conversation I was having with somebody, and I was having difficulty giving a proper answer. And they were saying, if Krishna is the original creator and he's creating everything, why is there a masculine bias? Why is he a little boy? Why is he not a girl? And I was trying to explain that Krishna is genderless, because it's not really But like then again, in the Leela, it's clear that he's a 16-year-old boy. He's a male. How do you combat somebody who visualizes all attractive as female, but they're saying Krishna as a masculine bias? If that is a personal being, and you want to personally connect with the female divinity.
Krishna is beyond male and female, so anyone can connect with him.
That's what I said. I was stuck. How do you respond to this?
No, he was saying basically he finds the feminine to be more attractive, so then therefore he feels the feminine aspect of God has to be, God has to be feminine.
Yeah.
Because he feels that feminine are more attractive. Is he boy or girl?
It's a girl.
Oh really?
So I think the question what was like why Krishna chose to be a boy
Why
in
is
his
he
Leela
masculine?
and not a girl. That's the question. Like because feminists have these questions that why Krishna chose to be a boy and not a girl if he's genderless or if he is why he has girlfriends.
But is there
Done.
Radharani the female form of Krishna?
Yeah, that's the answer.
I did say this. I guess I couldn't explain it.
You did say that?
I did say this.
How was Srimati Radharani?
Yeah.
How Krishna is subservient to her?
Yeah, I said. No, yes, I did say this. Yeah, I said.
But he's not ready to accept that.
No, she did accept that. She said she will explore it.
Or,
And certain questions can be answered only by chanting Hare Krishna.
or you keep exploring?
Yeah, see, this is 1.2.11, which actually logical arguments can be given to people who are open-minded to receiving logical answers. People who are stuck on their own argument because they have their conception of what truth is, you cannot push down truth down their throat. You can state what the Shastras say, you can state logical explanation, you can help them understand. But if they don't want to accept, and we can pray for them. Like that. So generally, many times, people are not open. I'm not telling about your friend, but generally, people are not open-minded to learn about the absolute truth. If someone is a feminist, they want, if they're stuck on their conception of feminism, then they will not go ahead. And they'll be stuck with this question that why is Krishna, not feminine? Why did he accept male form and he has many girlfriends? Why isn't it opposite? He has feminine form and feminine form has many boyfriends. This is all a complete mundane conception. For them, they have to study the Bhagavad Gita thoroughly. They have to first understand absolute truth is beyond gender. Isn't it? So therefore, we don't even talk about Krishna so much in detail in the initial days because how much do we talk about gender in the Bhagavad Gita? How much of Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha, Krishna Rasa is discussed in the Bhagavad Gita? Hardly anything. One main instruction Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. And first you surrender to me. Because without that, further understanding of knowledge will not take place. So first of all, they need to understand, okay, we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. If that itself is not understood, now simply questioning, okay, why God is like this, why doesn't he have a female form and this and that, it will not make any sense. Because even if I say, okay, Radharani, in that aspect, in those lines I give an answer, someone can raise another question. It seems to be very logical, but that's only logical according to their ideology. Isn't it? Because there are millions of people, billions of people, billions of ideologies. Only those who are open-minded to accepting. Now, ration can be provided, presented at the level of knowledge given the Bhagavad Gita, that you are not this body or spirit soul. That's where the whole problem is. Because she is thinking, one is thinking that I am a girl, so God has to be God. Someone thinks, okay, I am a boy, God has to be boy. I am a Hindu, so God has to be in this religion. I am a Muslim, so Allah is God. I am a Christian, Christ is God. It's all complete material conception of life. So, best thing would be you gift her a Bhagavad Gita, ask her to attend some lectures on the Bhagavad Gita. Let her read. Tell her if you really want to explore the Bhagavad Gita. Shankaracharya says. As real exploration. Once you explore this, then for all these further level doubts will become clear.
Well,
Yeah.
so, according according to Sanatana Dharma, even Christianity or Islam, they all say that God was never born.
Correct.
And in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 48, it's written that I'm never born, nor do I die. But if you see the Leela, it happens like Krishna is born and Krishna dies as well. So
Correct. So Krishna is not born as through by the mixing of semen and this ovum and all that. That's not how Krishna is born. If you read 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned how Krishna manifests himself in this world. He first of all appears in the heart of Vasudeva, then he transfers into the heart of Devaki, and then from heart of Devaki he presents himself in front. So some people say, Kamsa, if he would have been smart, like someone IIT student asked Gauranga Prabhu, why if I would have been Kamsa, I would have put Vasudeva in one jail and Devaki in another jail. Gauranga Prabhu said, what to do, Kamsa was not an IITian like you. You think Krishna will not appear if they're separated? Krishna would have anyway appeared. So therefore, we have to first of all understand how Krishna manifests. He's not manifesting through mundane, mechanical way how we manifest. Similarly, death of Krishna, how people say Krishna died. Krishna actually never died. In the whole battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna is healing Arjuna's wounds. He's keeping the chariot intact, and that person who was unharmed throughout the battlefield, throughout the entire Mahabharata war, such a person got hit by an arrow of a hunter on his toe and died. Only fools who are bent upon believing Krishna is an ordinary person, only they can believe the story. Isn't it? Person who survived war, he got shot at the toe and died. Some people can get their fingers cut, they don't die. How did Krishna die? So it is mentioned, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, and the Acharyas also mentioned. Actually, for Krishna, material energy and spiritual energy, both are his energies. He can employ his energies as and how he wants it. So, to fool the atheistic people, because now for atheists, like, I want to be an atheist. So then what Krishna does, Krishna gives me also argument. Okay, you want to be an atheist, take this argument so that you can remain an atheist. So if an atheist wants to believe God doesn't exist or Krishna is not God, then he will take this argument to say that Krishna died. That means he's not God. So he can do what he wants. Because that is in the material world, it's a facility for people to try to do what they want. Okay, yeah,
You can also give them the examples of when you were a kid, right? How you used to like slay demons, right? When you were 6 years old, you could like 6 days old, right?
No, but that doesn't explain his my death. Quote and
No, but
unquote
like
death.
if like this is just logical reasoning, right? If a 6-day-old baby can kill like a demon, right? So do you
But
think
as he became old,
like, you
he became weak, no?
you should get like more stronger, you know, like
Really? Let's talk about when you get old. You get stronger or weaker.
Another example was
Yeah, like all of these, like how can anyone even have that question? I mean, for me that's just stupid. I mean, no offense.
No, people can say that it's a fairy tale. Who knows if he really killed demons? If he died at the end, maybe it's just a folklore. Some people are just spreading these stories. So therefore, to understand how Krishna died is also important. And therefore, the Acharyas explain. Krishna used, when Krishna left, unmanifested from this world, he did leave a body. That is he used his material energy to show a body to fool the atheistic people. But only at that time. Otherwise, last time we read the Ijopanishad, you remember? Asnaviram, Akayam, which means that he doesn't have a material body, his body doesn't have veins. Anyone remembers? You're reading this. There's no blood flowing, and if digestion is improper, then he gets headache. These things don't happen for Krishna. There are no details in his body like we have, like the material details, blood, flesh, mucus and stool, etc. It is completely like sugar candy. Like that, so completely spiritual. So therefore Krishna just employed his material energy and presented a body to bewilder the atheistic people. This is what is the explanation given by Acharyas. So therefore we have to understand the birth and death of Krishna. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So this is one quotation, 1.2.11 Bhagavatam. You can go to down. See here it said, the learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. These are three different stages of Godhead. Absolute truth. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Now, these three stages are mentioned here. And if you go to 14.27 Bhagavad Gita, there Krishna says, Brahmanohi Pratishta Aham. That means I am the basis of Brahman. Not that Brahman is my basis. I am the basis of Brahman. See, Brahmanohi Pratishta Aham Amritasya Vesya Shashatasya Dharmasya Sukasya Kantikasya cha. And I am the basis of impersonal Brahman. Is it satisfactory? Gita Upanishad. No one can change it. All time to come. It's clearly mentioned that impersonal Brahman is not. Now there are certain scholars who say when Krishna says, Sarvasya Chaham Hriti Sanvishto, I am the one who is giving you knowledge and etc. etc. Some cheaters, what they comment, they say that actually it is not Krishna who is speaking. No, when Krishna says Sarvadharman Paritijya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vricha, surrender to me, then they say you have to surrender not to the person Krishna, but to the impersonal Brahman who is speaking through Krishna. This is complete interpretation. Where Krishna has said it? In any other part of Bhagavad Gita has Krishna said? Surrendered, I am actually just a person, actually the source is Brahman. One quotation anywhere? Nowhere. Rather, there is another verse which says, Avyaktim Vyaktim Apannam Manyate Mam Abhuddhayaha. Abhuddhayaha means one who is less intelligent or not intelligent. They think that I was impersonal before and now I have taken a form. That is also Bhagavad Gita, 9 point something. Avyaktim Vyaktim Apannam. So when you study the Bhagavad Gita completely, you will find all these references. So these things are mitigated or destroyed. These arguments are given in Bhagavad Gita itself. Before you even proceed to Krishna description and pastimes of Krishna. Is that okay, Nitesh Prabhu? Okay, note down this. Anyone who challenges you, just tell them. First of all, get Bhagavad Gita as it is and refer to these verses. Any other question to our Loukik Prabhu?
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
What about the Hare Krishna chanting?